Stuttering is a communication challenge that causes the flow of speech to be broken up by repetitions, prolongations, or abnormal stoppages of sounds and syllables. It is estimated that over 300,000 Canadians are unable to order their favorite food, express their feelings, or say what they want because of their speech.
Hi, I'm Jayan Juneja. I'm a student at high school here in Fort Saskatchewan. I was super frustrated with stuttering. I told my sister I was done with it. I might just leave hope and just stay inside house all the time and not talk to anyone. I was fighting it every day. Stuttering preventing me from doing a lot of things. I cannot count on my finger, but it's billions of things I stop myself to do. And this is how my day-to-day goes in my world of echoed words.
Echoed words.
The age I noticed my first stutter though, I don't actually remember though, but I do have a memory in my mind. My mom and dad took me to a doctor. I think at that time I noticed the stutter for the first time, and I was like, I cannot speak, I'm not able to though.
We're sitting here today at the University of Alberta within the offices where the Institute for Stuttering Treatment and Research Edmonton office is. My name is Holly Lomheim. I'm the clinic director of the Institute for Stuttering Treatment and Research. We don't understand fully why people do stutter. We're learning more about that. Our current research indicates that stuttering has a genetic component with some hereditary factors, but also that it is a neurophysiological difficulty that has to do with planning, sequencing, and coordination of the speech motor system.
In the early years of Jayan's life, growing up in India, his parents, Gobind and Seema Juneja, who now reside in Fort Saskatchewan, Alberta, began to notice something concerning about their beloved son. They started suspecting that Jayan was experiencing speech difficulties, possibly stemming from a medical condition linked to his adenoids.
Hi, I'm Gobind Juneja, Jayan's father.
My name is Seema Juneja. I am Jayan's mother. So, and he got the operation for the adenoid. And that time, after that, he started some words like stuttering. So I asked from the doctor, there is any problem with the operation? The operation is successful. He said, yes, all is good. That operation is good, and that is not the reason for the stuttering. So this is a different, maybe you have to go with the speech specialist or your family physician. You can talk with them.
Typically, developmental stuttering can affect people who are learning to speak, usually the ages 5 to 8, although we see some children who are younger also start to develop stuttering. And it can be later onsets as well. It can vary. We also have stuttering that can happen in an acquired way when someone might have neurological problems that create stuttering, for example, a head injury or maybe a degenerative disease, or there can be also psychogenic stuttering, meaning there's no organic reason, but the disfluencies can occur due to some emotional issues.
So after that, his problem is growing with his age. So I go to the doctor and with the speech specialist, and he's saying that you have to take the speech therapist classes for that.
My parents have helped me to cope up my stuttering a lot. My parents exhausted all their savings and took loans to get treatment for my condition from the best possible speech therapist.
So there is no known cure for stuttering currently, and stuttering can be something that people need to manage over their lifetime. And the degree to which they do that and the choice they make can vary for different people. What we want to let people know, and especially parents, is that this is not your fault. It's nobody's fault. This is just something that is within the DNA, and then also how the brain is managing the speech motor system for those people who do stutter.
Institute for Stuttering Treatment and Research, ISTAR quote, "Stuttering usually begins between the ages of 5 and 8 when speech and language is rapidly developing."
Echoed words.
iStar quote, "Stuttering does affect more biological males than biological females."
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jayan Juneja. I'm a big Kakani Susulanto.
More than feeling bad now, I get anxious about my stuttering, that guy is judging me, and that's what makes me stutter more. Growing up, there were many instances where being bullied for my stuttering induced my panic attacks. Some would mimic me to win in conversations. Some would keep their distance from me, thinking I was contagious, while others would sympathize out of pity. It bothered to me that extent I would make false excuses not to leave home. As a stutterer, it has affected my possible job opportunities, and it has basically restricted my job opportunities. Like, I can never think of being a lawyer because they have to speak a lot, which sometimes I will avoid to speak because of stuttering. Because it's not only about me speaking and them listening, it's about me stuttering and them judging me. I don't want stuttering to be my first impression, though it's a part of me. When they call me by different names, I used to feel really bad and frustrated, like, why are they calling me that? It's not my fault, right? I thought staying happy would make it much better, but it did not. I felt bad because I could not control it, and I used to come home and cry, usually really not confident enough. I never wanted to go to school next day. I was sad, depressed. You just leave hope to live too, so.
His confidence level like very low that time.
My library teacher, his son used to have stuttering too. So when she noticed me, she came to me really politely and asked me, like, do you want to cure your stuttering though? I do know this institute that works on stuttering. My son used to go there too. And then I think it's a nice place for you to go because I think you want to speak fluently. I was like, yeah, for sure. At that time, she gave me a pamphlet of iStar. I showed this to my parents and sister. And then since then, my sister started to like work to know it more.
And that time my daughter told me that I know that there is an institute, there's an iStar.
And this is the best institute. We heard about this. So we get an hope for this. It could be overcome to this speech problem.
So typically people seek out therapy when they are at the point where it's interfering with the functionality of their lives. So for people who find it difficult to do presentations or to find work, or who, because of the disfluencies, it's impacting their emotional well-being. And so when they come to seek out therapy, we do an assessment. And in that thorough assessment, we talk about the experiences they're having, what they do to cope, what's working for them, what's perhaps a bit more difficult, what the impact is on their lives, and what their goals are of what they want to do in order to work through those difficulties they're experiencing. So Jayan sought out therapy when he moved to Canada and had been here for a while and was wanting to be able to speak more easily, to speak with less struggle, to be able to say what he wanted to say and enjoy doing that. And so when we had our assessment, we determined that it might be a good idea for him to come for treatment.
I'm going to iStar because I want to help myself speak more fluently. I want to help myself reach my goal to do presentations, to do tasks, to improve my communication skills. And most importantly, I'm going there to discover and bring who I am.
And then he took an intensive stuttering program, of which our approach is called the Comprehensive Stuttering Program. And that program, or therapy approach, integrates the use of fluency strategies to help shape fluency, while also managing attitudinal change to develop more positive, effective communication attitudes and avoidance reduction. So in the beginning, prior to therapy, Jayan was needing to work on managing his speed, because when he got really fast, then it was more difficult for him to manage his speech. He had more disfluencies when that happened, lots of talking without lots of pausing, so he'd feel like he's running out of breath, felt a little pressure in his chest when when that would happen.
Because at that time, I was stuttering a lot. It was one of my worst days, right? Like, I was not able to speak a single sentence.
Also, he'd have times where blocking would happen, where no sound occurred at all. And so that would create a little bit of tension build up as well, emotionally and physically. There were times where he might hold on to sounds longer than necessary. For example, Saturday versus Saturday. So we were working on ways to help him speak more clearly so that others could understand.
But at that time, I decided if I'm coming here every day for 15 days, 8:30 in the morning, my goal is to speak my name properly, and I wish to introduce myself. So, hello everyone, I'm Jayan Juneja, and I'm finally speaking my name properly. Before intensive clean program at iStar, I usually used to go to my sister to talk to the bank for me or to order the food for me. But now Miss Holly taught me a lesson that stuttering is like a person in your backseat that wants to drive the car.
So when people have disfluencies, it can impact all aspects of their lives. It can impact how they interact with their family, how they build relationships socially, how they do in school academically. Some people choose to not answer, not because they don't know, but because it's too difficult to say. Of course, once someone starts to notice disfluencies, there also can be an emotional component that happens over top of the core problem of the fluency.
My parents, since I was 4, I've been interested in engineering. I want to go into engineering and they support me in that. I do like to do math a lot. So like physics and math are like favorite subjects though. And then the field of computers are my strongest field. But my main hobbies are like to talk with people, to interact with new people, to make new connections. I like to do more technical stuff like building. I sometimes cook in my kitchen. The one hobby that helps me to like never stutter and be free from stuttering when it's a bad day or going through a lot of stuff, it's singing. So whenever I feel like to speak more, I just sing and the words come out of my mouth, which feels really good and smoothly.
Munda sada slugger boy, slugger boy, munda sada slugger boy. The dunia kandi slugger boy. Slugger boy.
My sister has supported me a lot in stuttering. Like, she was the one who introduced me to iStar, but since birth, she was the one who consulted me while I was being bullied at school. So when I came to Canada, she was the one who taught me some skills to speak English and to improve my communication skills, but I still could not because of stuttering.
My name is Jayan Juneja. My relationship with my brother is, he's more of a best friend to me than my family. We saw him go through those struggles and that's why we started taking action and we avoided what people said to us. It's very strong of him to be doing it. Him being from a different country, coming to a new country as an immigrant, learning a new language altogether.
Jayan and his family embrace the challenges of starting a new life in Canada. Despite the hurdles, he continues attending therapies at iStar Edmonton, aiming to bridge cultural gaps and inspire others facing similar obstacles. By sharing his story, Jayan hopes to break stereotypes, foster inclusivity, and promote a sense of belonging. iStar quote, "Stuttering may come and go and is variable. It may also change unpredictably in frequency and severity." Echoed words. Echoed words. iStar quote, "Stuttering has a genetic and hereditary component. It can begin gradually or suddenly."
So here we are at iStar in the hallway. We're heading down to our conference room where we're going to be greeting our clients who are here to do a refresher clinic. We're going to be working on their speech this weekend, and we'll meet together in this large room when they arrive for the therapy day. So Jayan has come back after completing an intensive program in July. He's come back now in February to refresh the skills that he'd learned.
And here we are again taking my refresher course. Like, in the same building.
We're going to shortly be working with Jayan and Anushka, and we're going to be working on their goals that they have set for their speech.
So it's good to be back in this building though. It's been a long time. Miss Holly, all I can say is that my fluency is in your hands now. And you too, Anushka, for like conversations and stuff. Yeah.
And it's in yours too. You're going to be working hard too.
I'll try my best, Miss Holly. I'll try my best.
Awesome. So it's nice to see you both. So I'm glad that you could make it for the refresher. I want to tell you just a little bit about what we're going to do today. So we're here in our clinic room, this large room, so that we can spend time together in group activities. And so the first thing we want to do is we want to talk a little bit about how your speech has been since we saw you last. Start with you, Jay.
Start with me. Like, since I met you last time, my speech has been more fluent. Like, I would rate it at 3 or 4.
Okay.
But now, like since yesterday evening, it's been a bit rough.
All right, now we've done our relaxation, our exercises there. What we're going to start now is to do the actual warm-up with our fluency skills. So in the warm-up now, we're going to start with our easy breathing. Okay, so let's start breathing in. So let's start in with days of the week. So we'll do Monday, letting a little bit of air out at the beginning. I'll go first. Monday. Just when I'm almost out of air, I let my voice fade together. We're helping them to manage in those moments where it is challenging. For example, time pressures, how to manage that, how to help themselves bring in their speech rate to a rate that is good for their system in the moment. And then we also look at helping them to be more comfortable through practice and transferring, we call that. So transferring the skills that they've learned into real world situations.
I'm excited about the transfer. In transfer, we talk to new people that volunteer for iStar, and that thing improves our confidence, and also it gets us used to speak in the real world.
What we don't want is for people to feel they need to avoid saying what they want to say, getting their needs met, doing what they want to do, living the life they want to live as a result of having disfluencies. But we also then try to bring in real world experiences so that they can practice in those situations too. What do I mean? Telephone calls, ordering something at Starbucks where you have to say your name, or a coffee shop. Doing presentations, doing job interviews, doing whatever is real, so we can practice getting more and more comfortable in those situations.
Bro, I'm really hungry. Let's go eat food now.
Yeah, let's go. I'm hungry too.
Let's have ginger beef.
There's a restaurant just here. Do you want to turn in?
Sure. Excited to order the food, and then I'm gonna take this as my transfer. I'm gonna focus on my skill, but I feel kind of nervous though, because last time I came here, I was like speaking stuff in your ears and like say to her.
So this time you have to order it yourself, and you have to say the full order. Don't say half of it. Don't say what you want and then not get what you exactly
Actually,
want.
I'll order for both of us.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, so which one do you want, spicy or sweet and sour? Which one is better, shrimp though? Let's go with spicy then.
Yeah.
We'll go with spicy shrimp, please, and get ginger beef too. We'll get 2 ginger beef just because we like it a lot.
My son is so lucky to attend the iStar classes with Miss Holly. She is so good and she is like a musician in our life. I just say like that because she did so much changes in Jayan's life. He is so confident now. Sorry for that.
I'm thankful to Holly. It really changed our world. Exactly. I'm so happy.
We are very excited for Jay's future now. He's not hesitant anymore to go out in the world and take up jobs that he normally wouldn't take up. I'm also excited for him to go to university now and make more friends that he missed out the opportunity on in high school, be able to follow his passion.
iStar clients undergo a final presentation, showcasing their course and therapy learnings through a speech delivered in front of an audience. Today is Jayan's turn.
With Miss Holly's example that do not let stuttering drive your decisions, with determination and to not let stuttering lead my life anymore, I've taken upon many opportunities, such as speaking in a mic on Remembrance Day in front of 500 people, accepting role in student leadership and being a student leader in Student Voice Summit. My journey is a testament to resilience and perseverance. There's a reason I did this documentary. I believe there are more people in this world that needs this message, and I wanted to also educate the people who deals with stuttering. So for the stutterers, I just want to say, don't be alone. And if you ever go through a stage like me where you feel like quitting your life and go to depression or something, find your loved ones. They will understand you for sure, and if they don't, there are every society, I guess, or in every country, there is at least one organization that will help you for sure. They can help you. Just be confident. Don't let stuttering drive your decisions, because you're perfect.
Producers, directors, writers, Aaron Silverthorne, Judith Silverthorne. Director of Photography, Editor, Tony Quinones. Produced for AMI by Silverlight Productions, Inc. Production made possible through the Feature Film and Television Production Grant Program, Creative Saskatchewan. For Accessible Media Inc., Integrated Described Video Specialist, Ron Rickford. Supervising Producer, Michelle Dudas. Content Development Specialist, Jim Crisco. Copyright 2023.
An AMI original production.